the Intelligence and Security Committee, which is a committee set up under the Intelligence and Security Committee Act 1996. The purpose of the meeting is to conduct financial reviews of the NZSIS and GCSB and to report the outcomes of those reviews to the House of Representatives. As I said, the committee is not actually a select committee. It was established under the Intelligence and Security Committee Act 1996, and it has assigned to it the functions of examining the policy, administration and expenditure of both the NZSIS and the GCSB, considering matters relating to those agencies referred to it by the House or by the Prime Minister, considering the agency's annual reports and reporting accordingly to the House. Since 1996, the House, by notice of motion, has assigned responsibility for carrying out the financial reviews of both the NZSIS and the GCSB to this committee. In the review of intelligence legislation that came into effect in late September this year, there was an amendment to the Act, and that requires these financial reviews to be held in public. This is the first time such a public hearing has been held, and thus it's a significant opportunity to increase public understanding of the work of our intelligence community. The committee meeting today will comprise this hearing, which is open to the public and to the media, and it will be followed by a closed hearing to be attended by committee members, witnesses and committee support personnel only. The objective of financial review, as many of you know, is to scrutinise each agency's performance, both financial and non-financial, against its targets in the previous financial year and its current operations as set out in its annual report. Financial reviews are not intended as an occasion for a more general review. It's important also to recall there are some matters the committee does not have authority to inquire into, and these are set out in section 6, subsection 2 of the Act. The committee's functions do not include inquiring into any matter within the jurisdiction of the Inspector General, as set out in section 11 of the Inspector General of Intelligence and Security Act, and those matters include the agency's compliance with the law, any complaints made against the agencies by a New Zealand person, any matter where the Minister or Inspector General considers a New Zealand person may have been adversely affected by any act or policy or procedure of the agencies, the propriety of particular activities of the agencies. The Act itself also prevents the committee from inquiring into any matter that is operationally sensitive, including any matter that relates to intelligence collection and production methods or sources of information. Finally, the committee cannot inquire into complaints by individuals concerning the activities of the agencies that are capable of being resolved under some other enactment. Some matters covered in the annual reports may be the subject of ongoing court action. Questions relating to them will need to be considered by me under the sub judice rule. This open hearing will be confined to issues covered in the unclassified versions of the annual reports. These have been tabled in the House, are available to the public, and they've been provided to members of this committee. In some instances, witnesses may consider they can answer a question more fully in the closed hearing, and if so, the question can be taken up there. Closed hearings provide members with an opportunity to scrutinise the classified annual reports and the Auditor General's briefings that have been provided to them, and the committee's usual rule about secrecy will apply to proceedings of the closed hearing. So with those brief comments in mind, I would now ask Dr. Warren Tucker, the Director of Security of the New Zealand Intelligence Security Intelligence Service, to make a few preliminary comments and then be prepared to answer any questions. Dr. Tucker.